Om Shanti. Experiment on yourself and others with your mind with the power of yoga. Experiment on yourself with a particular virtue or power. In order to make this practice powerful, first of all, experiment on yourself. Every month or every 15 days, take one or another particular virtue or power and experiment on yourself with this. There will be test papers in gatherings and in connections and relationships. So, first of all, experiment on yourself. And if any paper comes, check which particular virtue or power you use to achieve success and how many times you used it. When you experience success in yourself, the zeal and enthusiasm to experiment with this on others will then automatically increase. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avekti Parivar. So just now you saw some of the glimpse visiting Ganserver. Yesterday, Mohini Didi went to Ganserver. There were many Baba's children from all over the world, many different countries. I think they are about 500 or so. So there was a meeting with them and they welcomed, and there was a beautiful class. I'm sure you all got to hear. If not, we'll play it again because it was the time difference a little bit. So yeah, that was a visit to Ganserver, and soon there will be a day for us to meet Bab Dada, 31st of October. So first turn of the season. So now we'll do our series. Today's day 29. Experiment on yourself and others with your mind with the power of yoga. Today's topic, experiment on yourself with a particular virtue or power. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba is ocean of knowledge, and knowledge is virtue. Any knowledge is power and virtue. So Baba's knowledge is also power and virtue. So actually when we to Baba, then because Baba wants to make us our degrees 16 celestial, all virtues, completely viceless, and Maryada Purushottam. Maryada in our thoughts, in our words. Our language also has to be according to Maryadas. So Baba wants to make us perfect, right? Have all virtues. So Baba wants us to experiment actually every virtue and every power on one's own self first, so that whatever you say is your own experience. And when you say something with experience, it has lot of impact and lot of power in it. Not because I heard something or others say that I experimented, I believe it. These words have lot of power. But if you haven't tried on yourself, when you say it, it doesn't have that influence. As Dr. Nimla was saying, that once you have that quality, you take others also to that same experience. And there is then the thought, no? Enthusiasm, let me also try. Let me also try. So inspiring others also happen when I am able to experiment on myself. So Baba is saying that experiment on yourself with a particular virtue or power. So Baba is saying that in other, in order to make this practice powerful, first of all, experiment on yourself. Every month or every 15 days, Baba says, take one or another particular virtue or power and experiment on yourself that virtue. Baba says there will be there are always test papers in the gatherings and in connections and relationships. So, first of all, experiment on yourself. Baba says, then any paper comes, check which particular virtue or power you need to succeed or to have success. So Baba says many times, you, Baba says, then you get success. When there is the experience, success is always there, right? But also the zeal and enthusiasm to experiment with this. Baba says, then others will also automatically mm, will be inspired, right? Others will also try. So the success is I do it, what Baba says, right? So we listen in the morning. Then during day, we are busy in experimenting. So by evening, we are able to have a good chart that today I tried this, it worked. Today I tried this power, it was very useful. So you will have churned lots, you have practice, you had been successful. So night time you have treasures which you can share with others. So today is the day to experiment a virtue or power on yourself. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good morning,
Hello,
good
brother.
evening. I'm
Om
Brother
Shanti.
Eric in New York.
Yes.
So, and it was interesting watching the clip from Didi Nirmala because she mentioned that when we go in front of Bapdada, sometimes our questions disappear. And I have that same experience with you. Sometimes it's like, well, I don't have too many questions. So I sometimes have to prepare myself and listen very closely to what you say in Hindi and what you say in English. And one of the thoughts that I have is that Baba says practice something for a month or 15 days. Does this point, the Avyakt signal, count as the daily point that we're practicing? So are we actually all practicing the same thing in a way together? Is this one way of looking at what he's asking us to do?
Yeah. So is that happening to you, or you are okay with questions?
I'm okay with questions, and I listen to the daily points. We hear it in the evening here, and in the morning with Murli, um, and try to apply and listen to what it says. But they're all on the same theme. I think this one basically is the power of yoga. And so if we listen to it in the morning, if we, for us in the evening, um, does that kind of allow us to feel successful for what Baba's asking us to be doing?
Actually, we are doing everything almost same regularly. But as you are giving also a thought of, if the same virtue can be practiced by all of us worldwide for 15 days, definitely there will be a lot of power of that virtue which will help in world transformation. I feel that collectively doing something definitely is more powerful. So, yeah, we take a virtue, start from Amrit Vela, then use it in. First, our thinking has to be very virtuous and powerful, right? Then our words, our interaction with each other, whatever we do, that virtue has to be visible or power. Because I think that power is a virtue, and virtue is a power too. Like tolerance is a power, but also it's a virtue. A person with tolerance will look very, very wise, very sensible, and people will look at that person as a virtuous. So I think that each virtue also is power, and each power is also virtue in a way.
Okay.
But when Baba says virtue and power, that also we have to experiment with that.
Mhm.
So it's a good program, but Baba gave a program, but do we really want to make it as a kind of program? No, it's very personal. Efforts are personal. Some do it, some I think they try, but not practically. Some are able to inculcate virtue, some are not able to, or lack attention during day. So we want to experience success both ways. It could be creating something, or it could be facing something, preparing ourselves for whatever circumstances come in front of us. So Baba always prepares us. That's how I feel whatever is needed, Baba wants us to practice, wants us that power in us. So it's not only we get success in personal life, but also in the task what we are instruments for.
Mhm. Mhm. I think you defined it, but just wanting to kind of confirm what I heard. And that's Baba said you will be successful, that you will have success. And it sounds like success is practicing and having an experience of what we practice. And when
Mm.
we have that experience, then that brings us a clarity and a power and also that zeal and enthusiasm.
Mm.
So is that how we should understand what our practice of success is that we get experiences either in our yoga, in our churning, or in our interactions?
Mm. Definitely. Because let's say if I experiment on silence. And, silence is something which helps you to kind of clear your path from obstacles, because through the power of silence, the current which you are getting is removing all the obstacles. But I had been thinking a lot on when we were in action in adverse situations, Brahma Baba or Dadis, they will just be in silence, not doing anything but doing everything, because that power, the current, is helping the obstacles to be removed, so that we, those who are in action, are able to succeed. Like there's a lot of attention on when others are doing action and we are part of that, then we use the power of silence. And even others can't see it, but definitely that power is also working. For everything, look at Baba's unlimited task worldwide. It's in silence, no? The way Baba is getting it done, the way things happen, definitely we can feel Baba's power there, right? So we have to do it.
So that silence, I guess that might be our ultimate strength. And in the silence is the remembrance also. Um, and that kind of, a couple things came up in the conversations and the points and a few things about how we should spend our Amrit Vela. Okay. One is to go in there. I know there's a number of directions and suggestions and different ways people have, and I think they're all fine. But some is to take a virtue and hold that. I think that was mentioned. Silence is another. And I personally, kind of go into a different space with drishti. So I find that to be quite helpful, and I'm not thinking of much at that time. And so I'm not really working on a virtue, but I feel that whatever I need, I'm getting unconsciously. And so I have a lot of faith in Baba trying to give us what we need at that time. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, one shouldn't really keep one's mind busy in Amrit Vela, Receive from Baba. It's not we have to keep making efforts, sometimes whole day we are in efforts, but receive from Baba. So receiving is in silence. I don't have to churn knowledge all the time, but I also have to watch drama, observe what is happening, and just see what Baba wants to give us also. So I think you are correct that we don't have to particularly say, okay, I want to experiment on this. Amrit Vela should be very connected with Baba. Just enjoy Baba's love, Baba's power. Because Baba no says that you have appointment with me. So that means he wants to give us. So whatever he wants to give us, we and keep receiving. I like few hours of silence in the morning, because whole day we think or interact with others or we are in actions. But if we can spend 2 hours in the morning, 3 to 5 or whatever time people are able to wake up in the morning, but I feel very enjoyable in the morning. You don't see anything, and we are connected with whole universe in a way, and of course with Baba. So
Yeah.
enjoy the meeting with Baba more in the silence in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, that's lovely. The silent time. It's just there's a clarity that comes also in the mind. There's
Mm.
a feeling of being energized when we're doing it right. That's my experience. Something very special about the quiet time in the morning.
Mm.
Listening to one more. I hope we're okay with time. But was listening to this point. through the initiative that we're kind of gearing up here for sadhana
Mm.
and how we are making the effort, how we are being able to look at what our routine is, and that sense of oh, having success and working with these things reminds me of one of the points that you had mentioned in a class a long time ago that was written down about self-love and how that's kind of a big part of what it is that we need to do on our spiritual journey. There's an acceptance, an appreciation, and some of those work, but that was some of the terminology that's been coming up in that foundational process of doing the spiritual effort, the sadhana. And so thought that was quite interesting to make those connections between the point to the day and kind of what we're thinking of doing and what we are doing here in our efforts.
Because sometimes yes, it's a sadhana, a spiritual journey, but I think that for everything, dedicated commitment is also kind of sadhana. If you are committed to a task and it's bigger than what you could do, but still that commitment makes it sadhana too. Because sadhana is something where you have full concentration, you really want to do it properly. And so recently I've been thinking that commitment to your assignment, commitment to your task also is a big sadhana. For some people, once they get their task finished, it's also sadhana because it needs more attention, more concentration, and determination. All that is part of sadhana too. Which
Hmm.
just I realized that. So you all are having good experiences, right?
Yes, yeah. There was a conversation I was a part of and kind of we had a nice meeting on this past Sunday. And so there's a lot of energy being developed about, making that happen. And so I think it's quite wonderful that that focus and attention and that kind of the whole family is going to participate.
Yes, mhm.
So
That's good. Everything is fine there.
I was going to talk about the use of patience because I sat with our boiler repairman. White House and Harmony House need a little attention, so we're working on that. So I was using my virtue and my power of patience today for that.
Yeah, mhm.
Should be fine.
That's good. Yeah. It, before we reach, everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything is going to be fine. When you come back, I hope it's done way before that, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Good. That's good. It will
Yeah.
happen.
Okay. It will
Okay.
happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Om
Okay.
Shanti.
Oops.